think we are live, and welcome to Billy Hatcher. This is a game made by Sonic Team. It was released in 2003, and we're gonna be playing a lot of Billy today because we're actually playing all levels, which is one of the longer categories in the game. And we will play a lot of levels indeed. Might be all of them even.
Might be all of them.
And I'm having Xance with me on a commentary.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. We all know. Anyways, let's get it started so that we can just watch the cutscene.
Yeah, let's get the intro cutscene started. So I'll count it down, I guess. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, we're off. So yeah, we're gonna start off with a beautiful 1 minute 30 cutscene, the good old intro cutscene of the game. Very beautiful cutscene.
I'm just imagining Simple and Clean right now.
The AMV of Simple and Clean with Billy Hatcher. We love this.
It's a great music video.
It really
If you haven't
is.
seen it, just look up Simple and Clean Alpha Rad Platinum.
Hell yeah. I mean, there is a lot more to this game than Simple and Clean being perfectly for the intro cutscene. And in general, just all the cutscene playing this game.
I don't know if there's more to this game than that, I'm gonna be honest.
There will be definitely a lot of yas and das you'll be hearing throughout the runs. Because we're gonna be dashing a lot. Like a lot. Mainly our moveset consists of dashing and dash jumping, which are both yas and das. You're gonna get a lot of those. But yeah, this is gonna be a pretty long run compared to some other Billy gameplay you're gonna see.
Yeah, so for context, all levels, as opposed to any percent, there's 56 levels in the game, and that includes having to watch the credits. So there's gonna be like a 6-minute downtime period sometime in this run, because we have to save after the credits.
That is very true.
But any percent, you only have to play 27 levels, so there's a lot less.
Yeah.
Anyways, starting off, Billy does not have his chicken suit, so we are only able to walk. We're going to be using some tech known as wall riding, or whatever you want to call it. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, that is what you call it.
Yeah, if you walk against a wall with like a good enough angle, you'll gain speed, and it just helps you save a bit of time.
Yeah, that does
kind of
make
all
your
we can
walking
do
faster.
at this point.
That is literally all we can do. We can walk and jump. So yeah,
There's Corvo. He's bad. Yep.
we're gonna be seeing him later in the run though.
Anyways, we have an egg now. Oh my god.
And now our moveset is
So we're
so
going to be
much better.
seeing one of the tech used during this run, a PDR, also known as Pedro's Egg Dash Ricochet. Basically, as long as we slam our egg into another egg and jump at the same time, we can get a lot of height. And then there, we saw a KBC, also known as a knockback clip. So the game does not check for collision when it knocks Billy off of a damaged egg. So if we angle ourselves right against a wall, we can go through it when the egg gets damaged.
So you'll start to see that this first level, Forest 1, is very tech heavy, and that's why we blast you with info right now.
You did not
I didn't pick up the cherry on the bush, bro.
You need that cherry, man.
Yeah, I was
So,
thinking about good RNG. My bad.
Yeah. So to explain what he's doing here, the golden egg. There is a golden egg for each world except Palace. We'll get there. Which has the chicken elder in it. The golden egg has preferred fruit that count for double points. We need 48. So the gold egg likes cherries and pineapples. So that big cat dropped pineapples, which means we got good RNG, which saved a bit of time. If Mim didn't forget the cherry. But
That is true. If I didn't forget the cherry, I would be saving time. But you also saw I hatched the red egg there, which does contain Cypher, and I hatched that for a reason because we're actually skipping a text box with that. But you will see that also later in the run, where we skip that text box. It is going to be quite a long
the
while.
first level of many. 55 left to go.
It is the first level done. It's so cool. Anyway, Force 2. Boss fight level, let's go.
Yeah, although we have to do every level, it gives us a good chance to like showcase how fast every other level can be, because in 90% you only do like the fastest route, but to be able to do all levels, you get to show the fastest route for each level because they're all mandatory. So stuff like 8 chickens levels, which make you go around the whole map collecting chickens, get very interesting.
Very
I probably should have explained what he did there. He did what? He did a sign boost. So signs and other objects in this game, when you are holding into them with an egg, they want to push you out desperately. So by bouncing onto the sign, we gain a lot of height to skip that wall. It's like a really simple explanation of it.
That is a pretty simple explanation of it. But yeah, it is basically just that, because like the sign just push you out, and if you hit it at the right angle, you're gonna just get sent flying. I did not count correctly. Because like you can definitely like optimize Gecko. Like this is one of the first boss fight that we do here is Gecko, and we can do a lot of things to like do really minor micro optimizations, like dunking him at the last hit, which does give him like a little faster animation when he gets up. If you do count it correctly, but counting is very difficult.
Yeah, so that's one of the small optimizations. But like a bigger one is just having him get to the middle of the arena every time he changes his phase. So you'll see Mim like baiting out attacks,
Yeah, right
just
there.
to get him to the middle so that he doesn't walk as much, because he is a very slow walker.
Yeah, like after he does his attacks, he'll just walk very slow to the middle. So you like want to try and have him at the very last attack. You want to have him in the middle of the arena. And that's 2 levels done. Oh man, there's gonna be so many levels. And my route is actually quite unusual for an all levels run. So like the route that I'm using is going through all the levels that I can do. It's basically like one of the most optimized routes that you can take, which is not always, you know, the best. Like I'm not taking accountability for like any hard strats or anything, or like the credits that you want to have maybe a little bit earlier in the run.
Yeah, we don't care about hard stuff. We're just gonna do it all.
Yeah, but you have to do it anyway.
Which is great for a marathon. I mean, you're doing it optimally.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of true.
I mean, except for not having circus unlocked when you go back to forest, but
Yeah, that's the only thing that's really not optimized about this route.
So Forest 3, this level is interesting, I guess. What they want you to do for this level is hatch an animal buddy to destroy a wall, but in Forest 1, we showcased that we don't care about walls. So we're just gonna grow this egg, get it next to the wall that we want to clip through, and clip. Easy as that.
Let's go. Yeah, that is a little bit of a harder variation of the trick, because most of the people go to the left side because it's much easier. But on the right side, you have to like do an egg push, which is much harder.
To explain what we just did, similar to the sign boost we did earlier, you can also do a bounce on like the chick counts as like a sign. It's basically a glorified sign.
Yeah.
If you do a bounce, you can like get a lot of speed because it pushes you out. So we use that there to get over the gate with a lot of speed, because otherwise you have to like just jump over it normally, and like that's slow.
Yeah, like it's quite weird. Like we use any possible opportunity that we can get for like something like this gate where a gate opens or we have to wait. We use the opportunity to do like a sign bounce or whatever object bounce, or we use a chick for it. It all works.
To be honest, that's the only one I know of where we're actually waiting on a gate and we can do it.
I
guess in all levels.
Oh my god!
Yo,
talk to the
guy.
chicken. I just stopped before him. It's quite the mistake. Oh well.
So this is the minigame level.
This is gonna be a very fun ride with all the minigame levels, because the way these work are just we need to collect a certain amount of coins, and the time limit that we have here, it sadly doesn't stop when we collect all of the coins that we need, because of course you can maximize your rank if you collect even more. So I can take as much time as I want here. The only thing I have to like watch out for is that I have 30 coins at the end of the timer, and preferably I go back to the start to like place my egg and optimize a little bit, but you know, it's not.
You also didn't mention that if you pick up the coins close enough to each other, you'll get time bonus.
Yeah,
which,
that's
you know, we do not want, because they already put too much time on the clock.
Yeah,
So...
that's why I'm like avoiding some of the coins like a little bit more. But we're almost done here as well. Doing a little bit of cool optimal movement. But it doesn't matter, because we need to wait at the end.
But hey, we can get a 1-up egg.
We can get a life here for free. It doesn't matter. Let's go.
Not that we really need it. I mean...
Yeah, we really don't. But hey, we have the time, so why not go for it? We can get a little bit of combos.
Oh, nice shoot.
A little fancy stuff here that we don't need. Another nice shoot. Yeah, it really is just waiting time. I mean, you know, that's like with most of the minigame levels, we're just gonna wait. Some of them longer, some of them less long, but this is certainly one of the longer waits. But I will position my egg now roughly at this spot, because I will regain control and get teleported back to the start, which is conveniently right in front of this egg, so I can immediately dash with it.
Didn't do the egg shoot, unoptimal.
I did not do the egg shoot, but I did see the egg shoot in URL. Very cool. But yeah, I haven't.
Unfortunately, this is not 100%, which actually makes the minigame levels something.
That's so true. Yeah, because like in 100% you have to collect coins. In like every level, 5 coins.
Yeah, every level has 5 chick coins, and you have to get the S rank. So...
Yeah, that as well, that's true. So we're not collecting only 30, we're collecting even more to get the S rank. But we don't need that in all levels. That's why we don't do it.
So Forest 5, a very interesting level. The name of this level is The Secret of the Waterfall.
Yeah, we're not
I
gonna
don't
see
know
a
where the waterfall is, but it must be very secretive, because, man, this box is crazy.
I cannot
Man,
get a
this
ledge
box
grab,
is crazy.
bro.
Man, this box is crazy.
I don't know why I'm not getting a ledge grab.
Dude,
like,
hug the wall.
I'm really bad at corner clips, I do have to say.
Anyways, yeah, so that's a corner clip. Wherever Billy, or any other character for that matter, can do a get up on a box into a wall on their left, they'll just clip through it. So,
Yes.
For that example, the secret behind the waterfall is just down there.
Yeah, it's right down there.
Normally, you'll hatch an egg called the circus hat, which we'll see later in the run because it's useful. You hatch an egg, and you use that to ride on the water down the river, and then you'll hatch Richie, an animal buddy, to get in the waterfall.
Yeah.
But we didn't do any of that because it's slow, so...
Yeah, like, it's just right there, so why not just go through that one wall, and we're good. It's just fast. But hey...
So, we enter another world, which means we have to hatch another chicken elder. Womp womp.
Yeah. Let's go, chicken elders.
I'd say of levels where good RNG matters, this is the least, I think.
It is certainly not much. Definitely one of the
It would be
least.
this, then Forest 1,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
then Dino, then Circus.
Yeah, so I guess it is the least.
But yeah, pretty
quick.
simple level. Just kill all the enemies, unlock the cage, the enemies will have dropped their fruit. And then that's pretty much it. They give you all the fruit you need, pretty much.
Yeah.
You'll get some on the boardwalk, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like thankfully we don't have like a different route or like a different like a very big time loss in pirate in like almost all of the elder levels for like bad RNG or good RNG. There is only one of them that makes it very significant, and one of them that makes it pretty bad if you don't get good RNG.
Yeah. There was a strat. Well, I guess it is a strat, just no one does it. There's an egg there that we need to hatch later in the run called Reki.
Yeah.
Which if you look in the webcam, that's Reki. If we get an early like egg grow for the elder, we can do this trick that we haven't seen yet, so I won't spoil it. Which saves some time, which means we could hatch the Reki egg later. And that would skip the Reki text box and then some time save. But no one does it because it's hard, so.
Yeah.
Also, you need really good RNG.
Now you can see me lining up with the cannon here for a pretty good shot here. I think I'm too high. Nope.
Well, we made it.
Yeah, that is a
Fire
little
too. The level with the most cannon sauce, because you just go straight to the portal.
The most cannon sauce. That is how you
there's
can win it.
a small area that you line up with on the skull that lets you get straight to the portal. There's like an image in the Discord that shows there's like a box with all the possible points,
and
which I don't think is accurate.
I mean, you know, the funny thing is, even though we have that image, it's basically...
There's still times it's like, that doesn't work. That worked.
Yeah, like every runner has like their own little square that they think works, and like for others it would work or not, and then but it still works or it doesn't work. It's weird. But yeah, I'm also optimizing the glorified here, because I'm moving out of the way and dunking as Glur comes down to hit him with a shockwave, and then hit him once again with my big egg. Which saves quite some time. Because the damage cap doesn't apply if you hit him midair.
Yeah, you have to wait a lot longer if you don't do that, because he'll rapid fire for like 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Glur is over.
Glur
We
is
get to see another cutscene, and then we're gonna go into Pirate 3. Great level.
Pirate 3 is quite the exciting level. I heard there is a penguin that we're gonna make fly, but you know, which is pretty cool. You know, and what game can you make a penguin fly?
Learn to fly.
That's actually so true. That's actually so true. Holy shit.
Dude, that game is so good. I remember playing that when I was like fucking 12. I don't know. It was forever
a long
ago.
time ago. I've also
It was a
heard
good game though.
This
It itched my brain, you know.
yeah.
It's one of those games.
I mean, this penguin does look kind of different from the one from Learn to Fly.
It's true. It's blue instead of being like a normal penguin. So this is a race level, I guess we should mention.
Yeah.
You can't really do anything to speed up this level other than like breaking those fences. But there was a glitch discovered to exploit Clippin's AI so that we can just get some time save. So we're gonna see Mim setting up the egg so that when there's like a visual cue for when Clippin lands on the platform to hopefully get this glitch.
And did we get it?
And
we
then
are getting
see Clippin just walk towards the goal.
Yeah, he like walks midair towards the goal. It's pretty cool.
And that saves like 9 seconds, something like that. There's another variation that saves only 5 or so.
Yeah, like you can, like if you basically miss the trick, if you mess up the trick and you deload the bridge too late, Clippin will jump into his death and respawn which is 5 seconds slower, but he will still finish the race faster than if you would just finish it normally. But
So
now
part 4.
we're gonna save someone.
Yeah, this is a save the friend mission. There's 3 of these because we have 3 friends. We're kind of lonely. This one's very short though. We're going to exploit the fact that we can bounce on this pipe and then also just jump up slides, and we're at the end of the level. So
Yep. That's it. Rolly, you're saved. 5-minute timer.
Normally, you have to go all around the level, take a cannon back to get up there. We're not doing that. I think that's what you do. Maybe you take hoops. I don't remember.
You do take quite the detour around most of Pirate Island.
So we saved Rolly, which will give us access to the 6th mission of every world. Since there's 2 other friends, we're going to get the 7th and 8th missions unlocked as well. So when we save the final friend, we're going to backtrack to do those missions, since we gotta.
Yeah. And I do want to say, I do want to attempt this sacred trick once of this level. Once. Just once. I really just wanted to attempt it once.
Do you want me to explain it or after the fact? Oh, we'll do it after
We'll
the
see if I get it. Because it is a very, very difficult trick. Alright, we did not get it.
So what Mim was going for is a trick called Anchorless. As we just saw, he went over the anchors, which means we didn't get it.
Yeah.
There's a tech in this game known as an ESB, an egg shoot bounce. If you time an egg shoot and bounce into it, you get a massive amount of height and B, a massive amount of speed. So if you get both of those perfectly, you can cross the whole gap to this island from there.
Yep.
We didn't get it.
We didn't get it.
That's fine, because it doesn't save that much time.
Surprisingly,
it actually makes the level, like, incredibly hard after the fact.
Yeah, because, like, you saw me shooting the cannon onto, like, the little platforms, and yeah, I did not land. I would not land on a platform if I would do anchorless. I would land on the start of the island and would need to do like another trick to get onto the last platform. That's why it also doesn't save a lot of time. But now in this level, RNG actually matters for quite some time. 10 seconds. If we get good.
The good thing is there's 2 big enemies here that we get to kill, and each big enemy drops 2 big fruits. So we have 2 chances at good RNG. We only need one of them to drop good fruit, luckily.
Yeah.
So the first one dropped bananas, which is not the golden eggs prefer fruit.
Yeah, we are aiming for pineapples and cherries.
You're definitely not getting it off small fruit.
I am definitely not. Alright, we did not get it.
More bananas. Alright, we did not get good RNG. So with good enough RNG, you can hatch the egg early, to explain it. And if you die while the egg hatches, it skips this cutscene. So we're gonna see that this cutscene is very long. It's like 18 seconds or something around there. If we skip this cutscene, we can do completely different movement to get to the emblem, save some time. By completely different, I mean one different thing.
I missed the first frame beepers.
But yeah, we did not get blessed by the RNG. Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Luckily, it doesn't lose that much time, but like it's enough to matter now. It's not like Forest or Pirate RNG.
Yeah.
We will be seeing a guaranteed version of that trick in Blizzard, though. So
we will. And there is no way that you can like mess it up and not go for it. Like we will definitely see it.
Yeah. Also in sand, but like, who cares about that world, man?
Yeah, it's like so late.
That's like an
holy
hour
shit, like
from now, at least.
Yeah, we will not be entering sand for quite a while.
So Dino 2, the objective of this level is to defeat the 3 bone dragons. The bone dragons are very, very strong. They're only weak to ice. Good thing we have this animal buddy that has the powers of ice and illusions.
Convenient.
We're going to do a sign bounce here to skip all of that. Again, sign bounce, if you bounce into an object, it'll push you out very fast.
Very true.
So here's the bone dragons. We use Richie to defeat it, and then go on our merry way. We have to do 2 more. This is like a very annoying level if you try to optimize it, because man, you almost died.
Nah, it's kind of close.
This jump's kind of tight. You just have to jump at the very edge. And we're going to be going for a trick here known as God Cycle. Hitting that sign bounce will reset a cycle later in the level. Or make it earlier or something, I don't know.
It will reset.
Hitting the sign does something to the platform. So, the platform in question will be right here. We need to do Snoop Dogg skip.
No! So close.
We did do Snoop Dogg skip, but we did not get God Cycle.
Yeah, and it is quite the funny that I do not even know what Snoop Dogg skip is, but you know.
So I know Xlor said it once. I don't even know if this is what he was referring to, but it's just the jump you do from the 3rd rail to the platform.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. How could I forget about Snoop Dogg skip, you know? So yeah, not quite the time that you want to see, because I did fail God Cycle, but you know,
Not bad. I mean,
not a huge of a deal, you know.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite boss.
Let's go, Topo.
Topothan. That's his name.
But now we actually have something to explain this boss, because we're actually gonna make this boss faster now. First marathon to actually include it. You can go ahead.
Yeah, so to explain, Topo will do these cycles where, you know, he launches meatballs, they have fruit in them, yada yada. What we used to do is we just hit Topo as much as we could here, and that was fine. But now, if we hit him exactly 9 times, he won't progress his phase, but it will make it faster in the long run, because now we'll skip one of his firewall attacks. So basically he would shoot fire out, it would waste a lot of time. We don't care. It will also only make him do 2 waves of meatballs as opposed to 3. Which is like 2 seconds, something like that. Much less than the firewall, but the downside is we need a full egg here, or we need to do some other backup, but getting a full egg, not that difficult in this fight. So
yeah,
we just saved like 9 seconds, something like that.
9, 10,
8,
11,
9.
who fucking cares at this point? It's time save.
It's time save on Topo, and that's what matters.
Yes.
So now we don't need to care about the egg. If the egg pops, we don't care. We can still kill Topo.
Yeah. And this is a very special spot in the arena here. Gonna avoid here because if Topo slams down in this spot, this is called the Kai spot, as I'm just want to say.
It's called the guy spot, yep.
The guy spot. I don't know if it's called that. That is quite unfortunate. Well, we're gonna be losing a little bit of time because my big egg popped and my backup egg popped. This is so unfortunate. Okay, lucky.
Yeah, so the big egg would kill Topo in like 2 hits here. The small egg only does 1 damage, so we have to just hit him over and over. Loses like too much time. Too much time for Topo, you know?
And this is the effect of the Kai spot. You like land directly on the emblem. I mean, you would if you would dunk him with a big egg, and you know, but the egg popped and everything, you know, and yada yada. But yeah, this boss used to be a total autoscroller, but now it has finally something to save 10 seconds off.
It is a long boss fight, Deku. Like, is it longer than Corvo? It has to be longer than Corvo, right?
I would want to say it is. It feels much longer.
I actually don't know.
Might not be though. Like, I'm not sure. They might as
I
well
think
be
they're
like Cobra.
comparable length.
Yeah, probably. Corvo's super long. Okay, maybe Corvo is much longer.
You know, Raven's even longer.
Raven
So.
is longer. True. That is the last boss fight.
Spoilers, Dino 3. This is the first 100 crows level. A crow meaning just an enemy. The enemies of us in this game are called crows. They don't really like chickens. We don't like them. It's cool.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, we just have to kill 100 and we're gonna... Then the emblem will spawn. So Dino 3, and most of the other crow levels will just have like a particular route that you follow where you just kill the most enemies the fastest.
Yes. So you can like know where the enemies spawn and then dunk all of them in the group. Just something that we will do in like almost every 100 crows level.
Yeah. Dunking with a big egg is like really OP for area of effect. But also, I would say these are the levels where like knowing the spawns gets you the most time save. I guess 8 chickens if you don't know where the chickens are, it's kind of hard, but I don't know. I feel like I always get stumped on these levels because I suck. But here we're going to be seeing a tree bounce, same concept as a sign bounce and others.
Yeah.
Just with the tree.
The tree does
A
make
bit
it a little bit
trickier
harder.
to pull off. The tree has a unique hitbox.
Yeah.
Top heavy.
Top heavy. You could say that, yeah.
So only 2 more enemies left, and then the emblem will spawn near the beginning. Team Dark Extra. You have to kill enemies as Team Dark for a mission. That sounds terrible.
Alright. And that is it.
You know, should've drew that Reki egg. I wonder if that's possible. It's probably slower.
It probably is quite a bunch slower.
So it is time for Mim's favorite level.
Yo, my favorite level.
And the entire game somehow doesn't like the minigame levels. I don't understand.
Don't talk about minigame levels, they're bad.
What do you mean? So this is another save the friend mission. We have to save the worst person ever chick. And we're gonna use a tree bounce to skip this gap, using the bone collision to jump off to make it. And then we're going to die. Yep.
I did not hit the tree boost.
So if you do a driver, which is holding A on a tree, and you like collide with a tree before you do it, you'll just get height when you bounce off the tree. I don't know if that's like the greatest explanation, but it makes sense in my head, so we're gonna rock with it.
It is an egg bounce instead of a driver, but yeah, that pretty much.
But well, you can do a driver. That's what I do.
Think, yeah, but you know, it loses a bit of time. So, yeah, I didn't know if a driver works, but yeah, if it works, it works. You know.
Skip the enemies at the start, kill them at the end with your Reki egg, and then grow it. It's a good idea, Till.
Write that down.
Too bad no one will ever test that.
Write that down, guys, right now.
No one will ever test that. So it's gonna be lost forever. Alright, first 8 chickens level. If you're wondering what we're gonna do, we're gonna save 8 chickens. Man, that was really hard to pick up on, I know.
Oh my god.
Trying to do another tree bounce. With small eggs, it's harder because you can't get as far into the tree,
Yeah.
which means like you're not gonna get a good bounce unless you are just good at them. So here we're going for a corner EDR.
Not quite
with
hitting it.
The egg in the corner, if we run into it, it'll just stay there, and then we'll get ejected out of it. So there, we get a lot of height. Very cool.
Uh-oh.
He did not let go of that egg.
Alright, we're good.
Here's a funny one. Doing an egg bounce on the fence to get into that hoop. What egg is this? Is this runny?
You know, probably runny. I don't think there's a boss egg that early. Dude, the enemies, like, there's a lot of RNG that comes when like killing enemies because they do have like random movement that they do, and if they're like really spreading apart, it does take quite a bit longer if they're just like on one spot.
So like small cats, bats, the small bats, they just like to bounce around, and like it's really hard to catch them if they get like out of control.
Yeah.
So we'll usually like you'll see like him do a dunk to not have to chase them, especially if they're in a group.
Yeah, that does work most of the time.
Also to mention, he did combat to unlock the cage of a chicken earlier, and then we didn't grab it. That is because
True.
the emblem spawns after you get the 8th chicken, but the emblem will always spawn in the same spot. So it's actually better to go back to that chicken last because it's closer to the emblem.
Yeah. Because like the way that I like left that area is just like immediately jumping down, and if I would have collected the chicken earlier, I would have had to do like an additional jump up, and it would have taken a little bit more time. So we're just like saving that for later.
Yeah, because we're just gonna jump from here to where that chicken is.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have to jump there anyways. Might as well get the chicken.
Yes.
Why did I type that? Damn.
Dude, that's
I'm goated.
That's a star right there. And yeah, you see like the emblem is pretty close to where I am, so I can just jump down there from here. Goated level. I like 8 chicken levels. They're pretty good. As long as they're not
pretty
Palace
good.
5, you know.
They're like... I think every level is good as long as you learn it.
I really cannot say anything positive about Palace 5, I'm sorry.
You could say that it has chickens.
It does, actually. For those of you who do not know, 8 chickens levels actually do have chickens in them. It is
crazy.
a special thing that they can have.
So, Blizzard Castle, 4th world of the game. Best night theme. We don't get to hear it for long.
True.
So don't get attached. That thing rolling into that hoop, it's a very small window depending on where Billy is on the egg, and it saves like 2 seconds over going around. So here we are going to get a guaranteed trick known as Elder Cutscene Skip. So with all the fruit laid out here, if we hatch the egg and then kill Billy, we can skip this cutscene.
Yep, the whole morning cutscene skipped.
Which is amazing because, you know, we spawn right next to the Elder. So
yeah, in this case, it saves quite some time because you're like right here.
And all we gotta do is roll down the slide, and that's it.
Yeah.
What used to be done when like the runners of this game were on PAL, because you can't do this trick on PAL. This is a NTSC exclusive trick, I believe.
Yes, it is.
They would grab the fruit on the slide and then grab like a pineapple here at the end and then hatch. Which, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have to go down the slide or do any extra movement, so at least you were closer to the emblem after the hatch. But you still had to watch the cutscene, so it's omega time loss.
Omega time loss. Very good, yeah. That is exactly what it is.
Yeah, thank God Pal just doesn't exist anymore. What
What?
a terrible copy.
Pal hater. Pal's awesome. Except for
Pal-
when you're not
Pal
doing family skip.
54-6, let's go. So here we're going to be seeing Cypher again.
Yeah.
If you remember, in Forest 1, the first level, we did hatch Cypher because whenever you hatch an animal buddy, there will be a small text box that appears introducing them. As you can see, we did not get that, though.
We didn't, but
That's because we hatched him in the first level.
now I'm through.
It's 3 seconds of text box, I believe, something around there, maybe 4.
Something
But we need
around
Cypher
those lines.
to break these snowflakes
Yes.
because they are part of the machine,
The snow machine.
the snow machine. No, just the machine. That's
The
what it is.
machine. Okay, that's better. That's better.
The
But yeah.
snow machine is like, wow, that sounds fun.
Yeah, snow machines is kind of lame, you know. But the machine, like, there's a kind of like a suspense in there, you know. But hey, maybe we can
Nice.
get a God cycle. Nice.
God cycle would be very nice in a marathon. Anyway, so this is Moles. Moles is very unique in this game as far as bosses go because he does not have a damage cap. You can damage him as many times as you can as long as he's not invulnerable. So if we get lucky enough with the fruit drops here, you can fully grow your egg and kill him in 1 cycle.
I
Again,
got
you gotta pick up the fruit, man.
Yeah, I got too many one fruits.
So we didn't get God Cycle, which is what it's called, but we are pretty easily going to get a 2 cycle because he's just gonna die right here.
Yeah, pretty fast.
The dunking, you can do 1 hit by walking into him, and then dunk will do 1 hit when you throw the dunk and 1 hit when it hits the ground. So that's just the fastest way of doing damage with the big egg.
Yeah, that's why we do that, because the boss doesn't have the damage cap. The only one you might want to add.
I said that.
Oh, you did, sorry.
I said unique.
Sorry. I was focused on my fruits.
Not believe this. Yeah, the fruits that you didn't pick up, yeah.
There were quite a lot of fruits, and I got nervous because there were 5 fruits, and I thought I could maybe do a God cycle, but then I didn't. Restart.
Nice restart. That does not lose as much time as I thought it would.
No.
It's pretty instant. I guess we never mentioned, after the cutscene for each world portal opening, we select to go back to the world, because otherwise you have to talk to the Elder, and then you'll get a save prompt, and then it's just time loss.
Yeah.
But select, you get no save prompt, you're instantly back, and we're chilling.
Yeah, but now we're building a snowman. You can get a good phase for the marathon.
Yeah,
I doubt
this is
it.
like a funny level for when, like, people do runs, because, like, the way the snowman orients himself, you can get a really good smile here at the end, or you can get whatever that is.
Whatever that is. Yeah, no good smile. So
He's not having the best day, I think.
I guess not. No.
The next level, we're going to be seeing the final friend to save. Wait till Billy Hatcher 2 for more.
What?
He needs more friends than Billy too.
No way. We're gonna have like 10 levels
More
for
egg
each world.
puns.
More egg puns? Hell no.
So the character that we're saving this time is Bantam Scrambled. I think Bantam is a type of bird or something. I don't know.
Might be.
Yeah, this level we're just gonna do the same thing we did in Blizzard 1. Use those trees, get all the way down here. And then we're basically at the end of the level. We're just going to do one jump here and then roll into the glass. Not exactly how they want you to get in, but
yeah, like the usual way you would get in is from the top. Like you would go all around in the level, and then you would like end up on top, and you have to break like 5 ice layers to end up in this room at the bottom. But we can just jump onto like the front of the ice and just break through in there. Pretty good.
there is a faster route to this level, but it's kind of troll.
Yeah, you do need to hit a very good PDR, which is the shooting an egg.
You not only need like good movement to get to the PDR, you also need to hit a really good one.
Yes.
Getting both of those is like
pretty
terrible.
Unlikely, yeah. But hey, another 8
Blizzard
chickens
5.
level. Let's go.
The one of the better 8 chickens level, except for that jump, having to do like an angle change direction wise to not just die.
Yeah, that jump is a bit tricky.
So the reason we're going down here first is because we have not hit a checkpoint. So when we die, we are going to get sent back to the beginning, which will help us save a bit of time. Going to be going for a corner EDR here to try and get up on the sledge.
I'm gonna go for it again. There we go.
Nice. Yeah, we'll save this chicken and then we'll die and we'll be back at the beginning of the level.
Yes.
That way we don't have to like go from here to say the beginning, because that would take like 20 seconds at least.
Yeah.
Where that took like 3. So
yeah, we're gonna be death warping twice in this level.
you're actually doing the second one. I thought it...
If I'm not forgetting it, yes. Because I am always forgetting the one.
Yeah, there's 2 in this level. The second one saves not nearly as much time, but it is still a death warp.
Yeah, we'll be attempting the ESP ones here.
This ESP is terrible, by the way. I tried it. It's terrible.
Alright.
So the normal strat here is you do a clip with the cat.
Yep.
The cat clips with using the big cats are kind of awkward because they have a long windup on their attack. However, if they do the attack, it's a pretty big area, so you don't have to like be right next to them or on them for like small cats, which we will be seeing later. These small cats are the ones in question. They're terrible.
They are quite terrible. Let's see if I can hit the switch perfectly.
What is your favorite color of chicken?
Probably the blue one.
I was also gonna say the blue one, but I don't want to have the same answer as you, so I'm gonna say green.
The green one. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. There are consistently not consistently, usually the same 8 chickens in every 8 chicken level. I believe in Palace 5, there's like a duplicate one of a certain color. I don't know what color it is.
I have no idea.
So this is the second death warp, going to put us just right here.
Yeah.
A bit around the castle.
So we need to go up here for the last chicken.
Here we're gonna see some nice combos, or not.
Who needs combos if you can
Wow.
just combat, man?
No rainbow? What the hell?
No rainbow.
Yeah, as we can see, emblems right here. So this is why we get this chicken last.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Not too shabby. But yeah, now we're gonna go for the cleanup. For all the levels that we missed that we couldn't do because we didn't have the friends unlocked.
Yeah, we didn't have very many friends yet. Or I don't know, they were tied up and had bombs next to them.
Maybe
One or
that
the
is
other.
it. Yeah, maybe that is it. But who knows?
So this first level, I actually don't know which one you entered. Okay,
It's
forced aid.
Forced aid.
Another 100 Crows mission, using Bantam. He's great. There's not like any differences between Billy and the other characters, other than like one level. There's
Yep.
a unique tech along with Bantam, but that's kind of it. Using a PDR to get over this gate, don't have to watch the gate open, kill the enemies. It's a big hassle.
Gonna be
Going to be
switching
grabbing
eggs.
this egg because it will do more damage at a max size, and it's also just gigantic.
It really is. It is one of the biggest eggs in the game because there are quite a lot of differences for size in the eggs here. Surprisingly, they could have just made it all the same size.
Nice checkpoint. I feel like this level is not as interesting in all levels as it is in 100%.
It really isn't because you can do a little.
You
funny
literally
quirk.
you go to the switch and you do a dunk after you hit it, and then you'll do another dunk when the enemies spawn.
That is pretty much what I'm gonna do. I mean, the funny thing with this egg is that you can kill bees by running into them because the egg is so big. You usually cannot do that, which is why the bees are usually like a pain to fight against. If you have like
Actually,
this huge egg, you can't do that.
did not know that.
That is some Billy knowledge. Yeah, we are pretty close to the emblem again. It's right up here.
So what egg is that again? That's like the dice egg or
That
whatever?
is the dice, yes.
What does the dice do?
Well, in single player, it just like either heals you full health, or it gets you down to half a comb. That's what it does.
It's just a worse butterfly egg?
It is, yes. But in multiplayer, which is a pretty cool mode, you actually bring both players to half a comb, which makes like a little sudden death, like, and if you're low, you can just use it for like strats. Pretty cool.
That's cooler.
That is much cooler.
Alright, Force 7. I love this level. This is a great level.
It really is.
Arguably one of Chick's only good levels.
Okay.
Unless you're Mim and you think Sand 7's a good one.
Sand 7 is a great one. But this one's pretty good as well, gotta say.
I think there's just like a lot of... It's not like the most movement heavy level, but it just flows together so well.
Yeah, that is very true.
So we're doing a PDR here to get over the gate again.
Again.
If we miss the PDR, there is a death strat we can use to get over it. But Mim didn't because he's the GOAT, so who cares?
See, I'm gonna be
Now,
growing
very
my
important.
egg here.
We did pick up the Cypher Egg. So the Cypher Egg is going to do more damage than any like other egg we would have grown there. Which is important because the big cats here have I think it's 3 health, whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you had like a different egg, you wouldn't one hit them. So
And you also saw me hit the switch there at like the very corner with just an egg bounce, because if you're at a certain height, you can clip into a corner just slightly, which didn't have any use because, what do you want to do? You can't clip through it, so... But if you do it on that, you can hit the switch without even having to get up on the platform. Which is
yeah,
pretty neat.
literally only there.
Literally only there, yes.
I'm glad to see that you killed the enemies first this time.
I did.
Last time I watched Mim play this level, he did not kill the enemies first, and he had to wait for this gate to open.
It's a lot to remember.
So there is a cool strat you can do in this level. We're gonna be seeing Mim hatch Richie because we need to go in the waterfall, and Richie's like, the quote-unquote only way you can get in.
I
There was a
could
strat
also try.
found.
I could also try it once. I'll try it once.
Well, but if you die, you have to hatch Richie again.
Ah, it's fine. That's totally fine.
So the strat is called Richie-less for a reason. We're gonna be damage boosting through the waterfall.
And we
So-
did get out. In, I mean, but now we have to get out again.
Yeah, getting in is not like terrible.
It
I guess.
is not too terrible. It is quite scary.
Now getting out.
Getting out is the bigger issue. But we will see how I handle it. We're just gonna pretend that I don't have Richie.
You don't have Richie. What are you talking about?
I did do it.
That
okay.
worked.
Yes, we did
That
make
was
it. No
cool as
Richie.
well.
We didn't have Richie. Just don't rewind the tapes, and we didn't have Richie.
Yeah, it was cool. We don't have Richie. We could have saved a lot more time by not hatching Richie.
Well, yeah, we could, but you know.
Is there a name for doing the ricochet off the small egg to get in the hoop?
No.
Because I'm gonna be honest, that doesn't look like it saves time.
You know, if you do land perfectly in the hoop, you do save time. I think. It just looks cool, so you know, how can I not?
Time save.
Nah. We don't play by time save here. We play by swag. But yeah, now we have a fast level coming up. That's why it's also 90% sadly. Because this level's very annoying.
Yeah, this level's in 90% because it's fast, and yeah, it's annoying. But if you get it first try, then it's not annoying.
True. Shit.
I didn't get it first try. It's annoying.
Yeah, but
Alright, that's
try
what
at
was
least.
supposed to happen. We have to take a longer walk to the egg now, though. So it's a bit unfortunate. The combat in that room will take usually until like 18 seconds IGT or something. And then the gate opening is another 3 seconds. So it can save a pretty good amount of time.
Yeah.
Even second try. So here we're going to be trying to get a B clip. So we're going to aggro the B to inflate and then hit us to this gate.
Very nice. That was a good 4-6 apart from that one mess up at the start.
I feel like that's every 4-6.
And you know, I have seen people fail the B clip a couple times, including myself. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work, you know.
I've never failed B clip, I think.
Oh, okay, buddy.
Yep. Not once. I mean, it's a hard life being so good at the game, you know.
Ah, that's so true, man. But hey, you know, this level, much harder.
So, if there's one level that I think is the hardest in the game, it's probably Pirate 8.
Yes, I agree.
You know, unfortunately, when there's a Billy Hatcher relay for doing all levels, someone in this call got to do it.
Yeah.
And by do it, I mean suffer.
Yeah, Pirate 8 is quite the doozy. It is insane. It got to a point where I don't know how it happened, but I renamed the split for Pirate 8. I renamed it to Pirate 8 - Run Dice here, which is pretty sick because usually the Pirate 8 will be very horrible because it's just really difficult and hard to do. Because you see me go for like a couple of things, like that cannon shot was like a pretty good major thing for just launching myself
Yeah.
much further.
That cannon shot, if you take your time, is really easy. But, like, just YOLOing it is really fast, so that's what he did.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's not, like, the hardest thing to YOLO. There's, like, a pretty wide area you have to land. So, that's nice, at least.
Yeah, that cannon shot is a bit harder. But if you just aim up and you have a good understanding of where you need to aim roughly, you'll usually hit it. But now the best part of this level comes in, because at this point, this will be the last checkpoint that we're gonna get in this level, and we're still having to collect 4 chickens. So if we die, we will go back to that checkpoint. Actually, I believe we get one in like after the cave, or like in the cave maybe, but usually then everything's over already.
You can do that.
You can just aim a little bit higher over the hoop. You can land
so
on the platform
bad.
here. There's a lot of things that you can do in Pirate 8.
I could do that cannon shot.
That is one of the easier ones, yes.
Yeah, there's a chicken in Pirate 2 that tells you have to aim slightly above the flag.
There is actually. That's very true. Now, this is the cannon shot that's like really messed up.
You just aim at the top of the skull.
You
See?
got it.
That's
Yeah.
what the other chicken says.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's not like, you know, I have a huge egg that like ricochets off of every part of the skull, that you even like, you like brush against it ever so slightly, you fall into the water and die. It's terrible.
What? You have one of those? That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, cannons are hard to control in this game. Because, I mean, if you saw Pirate 2, just having, like, the smallest adjustments is not easy.
Yeah.
Pirate 2 is, like, the one where it matters the most, but it still matters here.
I mean, yeah, like if you like the thing is, the Pirate 2 one is probably the hardest of them all, but like if you miss the ones in this level, you are screwed because of the checkpoint system.
I can confirm now that the egg earlier that I asked if it was runny was runny.
Yo, huge.
Because it looks exactly like that egg, and I know that egg is runny, so. Well, we're almost done with any percent.
We did collect 24 emblems, and we need 25 for 8%, and then we can enter Sand 3. But, funny thing, we don't even have Circus unlocked yet, and we need to go through Circus 1, 2 to get to Sand. So yeah, it's gonna be quite a while still.
Alright, there's a lot to talk about here.
Very much.
So what we're gonna see is another minigame level.
Yes. So we're trying to avoid combos again. Which means a 60 frame window to collect no
Just
coins.
say a second, man.
A second. Whatever, man. You know, for all the people that play on PAL 50.
Whoa, wait.
That is that I actually accidentally hatched
Don't grab that.
Yeah, I accidentally hatched it early, but I need to take it with me. Because we will try to equip the boots as the fade out happens to skip the animation so we don't lose time, but we also save like frames from the boots because these are the speed boots. And we're actually gonna see them used in an actual level.
Please call them speed shoes.
Speed
Sonic brain
shoes,
is kicking
speed
in.
boots, whatever, man.
You can't call them speed boots, bro.
Okay, sorry, sir. They are speed shoes. But yeah, like these, we're trying to save frames with these in this level, but in the later level, we will actually use them to save a lot more.
I hope for Billy 2 they make mini games like actually good.
Please. Like as soon as you collect like the coins you need to collect, you can like press a button or something to end the timer or something. I don't know. Make them more interesting than just collecting coins.
Imagine how fun routing it would be then.
True. I mean, you know, I really hate routing out shit because it's taking at my brain.
Yeah,
So
remember
I'm
when
really
you wanted
bad
to
at it.
route out all eggs and then you're like,
Nah.
and then I asked you and it's like, nah.
Nah, I'm not doing that. So yeah, we're hatching it at 2 seconds here. And then trying to grab it still. We did not grab it.
L. No frames.
No frame saved here. Very sad.
Great level, yay.
Very good level. 2 minutes.
You know, that's only a bit off world record for that level.
That is also
That's
so
how well
true.
you played.
That is how well I played. Yeah, the pirate friend missions, like the Pirate 6 and Pirate 8 are pretty hard levels. So yeah, Pirate 6
I
coming up.
honestly, is Pirate 6 a hard level? I mean, I guess if you go for
If you do it fast,
everything.
it is. Like if you take your time on the anchors, it's definitely much safer.
I mean, come on, anchors ain't shit.
Anchors? When anchorless? But yeah, we're using the sign here to get into the hoop faster, which is pretty sick. And then these are the anchors. Because with the big egg,
that one wasn't in the way.
and I missed an enemy there, so I need to watch out to kill an extra enemy at the end. And this upcoming cannon, I can just press A because it's immediately at the spot where I can shoot.
That cannon is so nice, man.
It really is.
Unless
and I
you have a
missed the
small egg.
second one.
Oh, you gotta make sure you get 2 enemies now.
Yeah, I think I will just clear out the full circle of frogs here. Just to be sure, because I'm not sure if it's like gonna mess it up a lot. The chicken! Yeah, chickens can like mess you up a lot if they like just are at an unfortunate spot. You like dash jump against them or something. the Pirate
Is the one in
chicken.
Pirate 5.
Oh, the Pirate 5 chicken?
Well, yeah, I mean...
The Pirate 5 chicken is pretty devious. I've also heard a lot of bad stuff about the Force 3 chicken.
That one's fine. I mean, like... It's useful.
Kinda. I guess it is. Am I good? Yeah, I'm good. Okay, I was thinking there was 4 frogs. I could have sworn there were 4 frogs, but like I really doubted myself at that point. But yeah, that would have been quite bad.
Nice. So, time for the Dino levels. Dino 8 is, we're gonna see another corner clip, but this time using Bantam. So
we're gonna see friend diff.
The friend diff, yeah. Since Bantam is so chunky, he goes like, he can like be in a wall when he corner clips, but also standing on the seam of something. So we're gonna use that with the box here, so that we clip but still stand on the box, because we need the height to make this jump.
And I was too far left, so that's why I just
too far
fell
left,
down
you just
straight down.
You have to be just enough right to be on the box still. So
Yeah.
we'll just do like when we jump, we do a tap right so that it adjusts.
That should be good.
And we clip to that wall, and the end of the level is just like right here.
Yeah. This jump is
It's a very
quite
fast
scary
level.
here.
The fastest in any percent.
Very true.
It's not the fastest level in the game because, I mean, Palace 2 exists.
Force 5 exists, you know.
But we can't do those in any percent.
Sadly, we can't.
Force 5, you could do it, like Palace 2, you literally can't. But Force 5, you could do Force 4, but it's a minigame level, so you're automatically, like, wasting 2 minutes there.
Yeah, you will lose a lot of time by doing Force 4.
And then, to get a really good time, you need to do a cat KBC, and that's just impossible, so...
I mean, you know, impossible is a strong word to use, but yeah, it's pretty difficult. It's very RNG heavy as well.
So, Dino 7, another race level. The second one we're seeing. Against Runny. Yeah, it's a race level.
It is a race level.
There's nothing like what we did with Flippin', so we're just gonna get the goal.
Yeah. We're gonna use a little cheeky shortcut here to be faster than Runny.
dev intended, by the way.
Surely. Gonna send her egg off.
Goodbye, egg.
Goodbye forever.
There's running. Oh, you should have broke those.
Nah, she's speeding up. It's fine. Now this emblem is quite high. For some reason. Just like much higher than any other emblem. So it is quite a bit tricky to grab than others. Some emblems are even so low that you can just grab them by running into them. Like, you don't even need to jump. This one we have to hold A for a jump. It's quite odd. But hey, we're gonna have another mini game level.
Another mini game? Man, it's like there's one of these for each world.
There
That'd
is.
be crazy. What? That's too many.
Yeah, it quite literally is too many. But in this one, we actually do something to avoid a supposed mandatory second that we need to grab, like an extra second. Because there is a hoop that leads to the very top of the mountain. And if you take that hoop, you will gain a second of a combo because there are like 2 coins like right next to each other, like after the hoop. And so we're gonna like jump down onto the slide prematurely to avoid that bunch of coins. So this one is like the, I guess you can say it is the hardest mini game of them all. But yeah, it's still nothing like crazy,
it's a mini game.
You know, like it is a mini game after all.
There is not a mechanical difference between the characters, except for one very tiny thing about Bantam, but that doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, Bantam.
Effectively, they all control the same. Like, moving is all the same.
Yeah.
Wow, that jump is just so terrible.
Yeah, because like the camera doesn't really like you when you're doing that jump. And then it just gets really weird, but you just gotta know which angle to hold and you're pretty good. So yeah, that is the last red coin that we need because those give 5. And that's
Yeah,
done.
so I feel like we didn't mention this. Every minigame level has its requirement. Forest 4 has 30 as its requirement, and then every other minigame level is 40.
Yeah.
So we just need to get to 40 coins. And then we're just chilling. Goodbye, egg. Hello, fence.
Alright.
You know, I really want that bag that the minigame salesman has.
That's so true, actually.
I think that would look great on me.
I think it would look great on almost anybody, honestly. Like, that bag is just so cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know if it'd look good on me.
What? Nah, it'll look fabulous on Clan. But now we have the last 3 Blizzard levels, and then we're heading into a new world! Which is really exciting because we're going to be hitting with the strongest RNG matter point of the run.
Yeah, it's going to be really exciting to lose 20 seconds. So, Blizzard 8, Hunter Crows. This level has a lot of groups you need to clear to spawn other groups. So, I don't think this is one of them. We're just killing these for the points and to grow the egg.
That is exactly what I wanted to do. Please don't despawn.
Whoa,
okay.
egg.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, okay, we're still at full egg, so we're good. As long as we're having a full egg, this is as fast as we want it to be.
So we're gonna clear this wave, and then another wave will spawn. And I don't think there's another wave after this.
No.
But then we go to the left here and we kill
Oh my
these
god.
enemies. Wow.
That is a rare one, I do have to mention. I just straight up forgot to press A. I really did. It's not too terrible. It's just a little terrible.
Yeah, so anyways, as long as he presses A this time, we kill these enemies on the left here. And they will spawn another set of enemies across. So this is like one of the mandatory groups you need.
Yeah. Okay, they're all dead. Like sometimes they launch themselves onto like a little ledge down there. You have to like dunk them.
Kill those, these spawn. It's like a ton of enemies just locked behind that first group. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the enemies will be in here. Well, most of them, I think. Do you finish in here?
No, you do need 20 more after this room. We're gonna grab 6 spin chickens, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, there's a group of cats here. 9 cats.
And then we take these, and then we take 5 enemies from here. That's it.
Is it not faster to be on the one penguin there? Or is it because the hoop's here?
The hoop is here.
Okay.
So yeah. Quite a bit of a mess up here. Not pressing A on the hoop. Because like
press A next time.
Yeah, you know, like almost all of the hoops, the yellow ones, you can immediately just press A to get out of them. But we are gonna see one of them that does not do that. But we have to actually wait. But if you just don't press A, then you will just fail. that is something. But dude, we have another mini game.
It's almost like each world has one.
It is, right? Like, it's crazy. But I believe you're not gonna see
I think
for quite a while.
What you need to do
after this.
You need to change your route so that you do every minigame before Palace.
Hell no.
I think
terrible.
That's the correct route. Obviously, you can do Forest 4 first, but
yeah, I'm just gonna do
I guess stands for.
I'm just gonna do Palace 7 before Palace 1. That's not possible. What's wrong with that? That is not possible.
It's only because you don't think it's possible.
Yeah, if I really want to put my mind into it.
I've played Palace 7 before Palace 1, I'm just saying.
Dude, like, I could just mod the game, that's true. But, like, you know. I might want to do it legit, you know. But yeah,
I really wish there was more to talk about for minigame levels, but it really is just...
It really is just the same thing. Like, I mean, we're gonna do the same thing that we tried in Pirate 7, where I'm gonna hatch the speed shoes right at the end. And the timing is easier here because I can collect them earlier and fall a little bit more if I get to the spot that I need to be. Sometimes I'm just too slow because I relax too much in this minigame level. But yeah, we should be making it. Yeah.
I have no idea where the spot is.
Just right here. Then we hatch it at
because you
3
jump
seconds.
towards them.
And we lost time.
Lamau.
It's just like barely not enough. That's sad. Well, there goes like
saving time here.
There goes like 8 hours.
IL time save.
Rip. We're over. Reset. Yeah, I just lost like that little cutscene, so like it was like 3 or 4 seconds. Nothing too big, but it's kind of a meme time save. Like it's really not worth it, but you know. What are 4 seconds? They're pretty much 4 seconds if you think about it. So it doesn't really matter that much. Blizzard 6 is a fast one again, because it's an any percent. And it's another race level. You know, the only reason that we don't do every race level in any percent is because one of them is locked behind, like, the chick requirement, because we need chick, the character, to play it, and unlocking chick is really slow.
Dino 3 was a fast level.
Yeah, if Dino 3 was a fast level, there would be straight up a different route. Because we would save chick, we would play Dino 7 for the race level because it's fast. At least I think so. I mean, depends on how much faster Dino 3 really is, but... And I'm golding. What a good level to gold. What IGT is it? Is it the perfect time? No. 7.
Oh, off by 1.
Off by a frame.
Well, actually, off by 2.
It's true, actually. But now we're actually seeing a new world.
I'm so excited to hear the Funhouse music constantly.
Yes.
So we get to hear the night theme for a bit. And then again a bit later, but...
Do you like the night theme more in the
I
Funhouse?
didn't say that. I said we're hearing it.
Okay, yeah, just making sure, man.
I don't like either of the themes, man. Get me out. Gamer dunk.
The gamer dunk for the...
I don't even know if like people that play this game casually know you can dunk the penguins.
Yeah, it is something that you definitely do not get told by like a chick. If you even would read the
chicks. Are you sure?
chicks.
Because I'm pretty sure, ooh.
I did miss that.
A chick told me, literally, dunk on the penguin's lamau.
Oh! Well, then I'm mistaken. If it said dunk on the chicken's lamau, then it might just be there. But now here's like the big RNG gate that we have in any percent at least. Where if we do not get good RNG from those big cats, there will always be a chance that we will have to wait for those big fruit, the big fruit that I just collected, to respawn. But we're just getting the 2 good fruit that we need. Like if we don't get good RNG from the big cats, we need to get 2 small fruits that are good RNG. And we just barely got both of them at the end. So yeah, like it would have been like probably like a 18-second time loss, 20-second time loss if we did not get the 2 good fruits at the end there.
If only you got perfect RNG.
So true. Perfect RNG being both of the big cats giving good RNG. Because then we just need to grab the big fruit from the other place, and then we're good.
Zans, do you like schnitzel?
What?
You know, Taco, I can't say I've ever tried it. That's my response. I may have tried it. I don't know if that's true. But I wouldn't remember if it is. I don't think I ever have, though.
But now double out of bounds.
What even is it? Because I know it's a thing. Anyways,
What an embarrassing PDR, bro. I should not have gone for that instant PDR.
Oh, you mean the Chowder character? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I really thought that was
Oh.
enough, but then I immediately saw it wasn't. Because if
The
you
guy that
get,
goes rada rada.
get like a really good PDR, you can make it all the way to the end of the trick. That
You're
is-
trying that? You're risking the roll storage?
I might as well.
Yeah, so to explain this level, we're doing a trick called double out of bounds. We can stand on the pillars and just like jump all the way across to the other room. And then it's called double out of bounds because you do it twice. So
Oh.
here we don't jump, we just do an egg bounce. So
yeah. Just with a good
anyways,
time
Taco,
roll,
yes,
it's
I
enough.
do like Schnitzel, the character from Chowder. Rada rada.
Did not destroy the fence. So walking against it. But yeah, that's Circus 2 done. A very difficult level. You do need to hit those 2 PDRs, which you really can crumble if you're like nervous or something on like good pace, for example. It really just gets to you. And I'm not going for Salt Suck.
Saltim is a good boss. There's a strat where you intentionally will get sucked into this mirror, and you can save like a second. It's kind of risky though, because it has tight timing on the fruit pickup that's required.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna do the easy way, in which, I mean, you kind of just hit him. You'll go into this mirror. You'll hit him.
What did I do wrong?
I guess you hit him one too many times in the first phase.
No idea.
Well, that's fine. I mean,
wait, but he's...
You gotta hit the mirror, bro.
Wait, he's still going? What the hell? I've never seen that. What did I do wrong? I'm actually
Consistent
curious.
fight.
It is consistent, but I have no idea what I did wrong. Oh, wait, I broke the mirror. And I did the salty sock movement. But, you know, I didn't do the one less hit.
Saltim is a crazy split to lose time on. I'm just saying.
Well, actually, for your information, I saved time on the split itself.
You're kidding me.
But, you know, that's you know, nothing to worry about.
I go to Stacer Dummy 1 and I see...
Don't do that. Don't do
there's
that.
time save on
Don't do
Saltim. Oh
that.
my god.
Don't do that. You don't want to see
You
it.
saved 15 seconds.
Dance! We're not gonna talk about this. I might have saved 15 seconds with still messing up the Salton fight, because unspeakable things have happened in the PB, but you know, that's just something that happens.
Circus 3, really great level. We're gonna do board skip. Using a sign boost, we can roll onto the top of this platform, which is like a really weird roll because you have to roll onto it like dead on to be able to do a get up. But from here, we need to grab the Reki egg, we grow it a bit, then we take the slide. There's enough fruit on the slide left to finish growing the Reki egg. And then we need to use Reki to charge the batteries in this level. You'll see around the clock there's 4 batteries. We're only going to try to fire Reki 3 times though, because we're going to be going for a strat called Double Bat. Mim's lined up right now so that when he gets Reki, he's just going to spam X to fire.
Yep.
X or Y. It has to be X. Right here, another shot lined up perfectly with the cog. That's how I do my lineup anyways. I think it's great.
I do not line up that way, and that shot is not gonna hit.
Whoa. Crazy, actually.
I was wondering.
Yeah, so if he did the jump that he just did without hitting it, it would take a good bit to get back up here. So.
Yeah, it would, and I would also have to rehatch Ricky.
You wouldn't have to rehead Tricky.
If I would have caught the
that one.
hoop.
Oh, you mean like if you died?
Yeah, like if I missed the last one and then I jump down and then I die.
But you wouldn't die.
I surely wouldn't. Probably out of panic, I would.
Die.
I would die as well, probably. You know, you never know. Shoutouts to Billy Killplanes. That is so real.
I don't believe in those.
But they do exist, actually. I did grab the fruit for the time save. I completely forgot about it, and then I had to, like, YOLO it. But hey, it worked out. Because if you do grab that fruit from the slide that I grabbed, the one melon, you only have to collect one of the box fruit that we picked up. The little ones. Which does save you a bit of time. This emblem was pretty annoying to pick up, but we didn't have any problems, thankfully. Because all of those jumping enemies can like lock onto you, and then you get hit, and then you miss the emblem, and the egg comes back, and you grab the egg, and everything is melting.
Like it wouldn't happen.
Everything starts to melt. But hey, now firework enjoyers in chat.
I'm only a firework enjoyer if it syncs up with the music.
Oh really? That's quite the statement.
How is that quite the statement? It's literally...
I mean, it is a statement.
It is a statement, but it's not quite a statement.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Thank you.
Surely lined up with the music, perfectly timed.
Wait, let me turn up the stream volume.
Ooh!
Nah, I'm an enjoyer.
Ooh!
That was awesome.
That was kind of clean. Yeah, that was pretty good lined up with the music. Totally intentional. And like with all of the setup. Everything that you saw up until this point was all manipulation for the music to line up. Everything. Surely.
Finally, some non 80% levels.
Some good levels, like a mini game one.
Yep. Oh, it's so good, man. Do the task strat?
Nope.
I always forget that this board is diamonds. That makes no sense.
It really doesn't. But I guess we could explain what the task strat is in this level, what you referred to. So like basically there's like another mandatory combo that is supposed to be mandatory for you to collect. But now if you are tasked and you can frame perfectly, well actually it's a 2-frame window, but if you can hit a 2-frame window jump about like, what was it, 58 times? Or something like that, then you can skip all those combos that I just got. Because you were just gonna jump up this whole slide here. You're gonna jump all the way from the bottom to it. You're gonna jump up it without an egg. Because if you frame perfectly jump, or, well, 2-frame window. I keep saying frame perfectly because like that's like what I used to think it was, but... Yeah, if you like do that 58 times or something, I believe it was, you can just jump up the whole slide and come up here, grab an egg, and collect some coins. You do need to grab a combo as well, because you cannot make it in time to grab all the necessary coins. So it does save like 2 seconds instead of like the mandatory 4.
I could do it.
Yeah. Like I can show it off here. Like if you Yeah, if you like.
You can't show it off.
No. I mean, I can jump in place though. I cannot get a 2-frame window jump.
Bantam looks.
Holy
You
shit.
got that one.
I did not get that
Did you?
one. No. But yeah, 58 ones of those,
Dude.
and a really, yeah, there it is. And like a really good timing and a ledge
Why does he
grab.
look so weird when he slides down, man?
I have no idea. Yeah, I actually can't do it. But yeah. But it's all for tasks, so like no way that any human will perform this RTA.
But I mean, if they do, free record, you know.
Free record, true. Anyone in chat that like wants a free recce right now?
Free.
Just
record,
grab
by the
it
way.
right here.
You know, right now the record is tied at the 208.22. You could bring that down to 206.
Yes, if you just like maybe
You just
like,
do
if it-
58 2-frame window jumps. That's it.
and like a really good lineup jump in between that. Like 4
You also
times.
have to get the BDR.
Oh yeah, that as
Yep.
well actually.
Imagine hitting the BDR and then you just miss the first jump. And it's time to reset.
See, I'm trying to lure all these enemies into one big clump so I can collect the fruits earlier and kill the remaining enemies. And then I'll lure them into the middle again. And then we have to push against this cage because, you know, we don't get a cutscene for it, so we have like a little bit of an invis wall there.
Yeah, so this level, there's not really like that strict of a crow requirement. The ending here has a lot of enemies, but it also has enemies that spawn more enemies.
Infinitely.
So even if you're like low on enemies kills getting here, which like you shouldn't be, but you can always just wait a bit for them to spawn more.
Yeah, because they do actually count towards the crow numbers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for them to spawn one circle so I can kill them because I do not need more in the circle. So yeah.
It's also really easy getting S rank in this level because of that.
Yeah, because you just farm combos at the end. Like 2 rainbow combos and you're pretty much good. And that is a 6-second gold. Crazy. Don't know how that happened.
Wow. Less time saved than Sultan.
Yeah, my goals are not the best. Definitely some room for error.
Circus 6 Pog.
Oh yeah, Circus 6 is kind of fun because we're gonna use the speed shoes actually. But it is pretty difficult of a level.
I wish there was... Again, we need to have like a modded category where you just always have speed shoes.
Yes, please. And then tasks, please. But because like if you're seeing the tasks for this level, like if as soon as tasks get speed shoes, shit's getting real. Like shit is actually getting wild. But yeah, apart from that, shit is actually getting wild as well with without tasks, because we can kill this sets of enemies without even letting them spin once because we're that fast. And our dashes are just so much faster, so we get like around everywhere much faster. And this is the hoop where we need to wait, because if you shoot instantly, you're gonna bonk against the wall.
It's the best hoop in the game.
Quite literally isn't.
It's the hoop you spend the most time in.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
That means it's the best. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get mileage out of my hoop. Okay.
Of course, yeah. Sand 7, I do not use that hoop. Actually, no, I do. Now this hoop is pretty difficult. That is like a very tight timing. Please hit the switch. That is like a very tight timing for the hoop to send you to here without you dying.
Wait, what hoop in Sand 7? You don't have to wait in the hoop.
There is one of them, like, when you're jumping, when you're doing, like, the casual route, you have to wait for that one.
But we don't use that, do we?
We do not.
You said it doesn't exist.
I don't think that's how it works, Sam. But anyway, we're gonna use this railing here to roll up it, and don't have to do any other strat that's harder. And this is also faster than any other strat, which is pretty convenient. No, this is...
I like how there's just a bunch of enemies there and you don't need to fight them.
I mean, yeah, because like every single gate in Billy Hatcher is a suggestion. Every single one of them. If you really set your mind to it.
Yeah, shoutouts to Gianux. One of the goats.
Yeah.
Found a lot
Janix
of strats for the game.
found that trick with the rail. Alright, that's the last chicken, and the emblem conveniently spawns right here next to us.
You should have Trenny.
And that's a double gold amount. Pretty cool. That was a very
Finally,
good
we're out of
Circus
circus,
6.
man.
Yeah,
Time
it's
for
true.
best world.
The best world? I cannot agree with that.
I've been waiting for this moment since we mentioned it earlier.
Why?
It took literally an hour and 10 minutes from that time.
It did. Yeah, Fleety did miss all of Circus. Everything. But hey, sand is cool too.
Yeah, much cooler than any of the other levels. Or worlds, rather.
I guess you could say that.
Damn, nice wall.
Yeah, the wall was really trying to get me there. A crow bounce! Barely made it. Oh.
The crow. Slight bounce.
Yeah, that was a really weak one compared to what you can get. And I knew I was a little bit off on the timing because the fire does run on a cycle, and if you bounce on it while there's fire, it's much harder than without. And I knew I lost time on the wall there, and then I just stalled my egg bounce a little, so I could like do it without the fire, which made it much easier. But then I also didn't hit it correctly, so it was. Oh, whoa! I thought the pillar was gonna hit me. But we're good. Now we're gonna do ECSS down here.
Yeah, another guaranteed ECSS because, I mean, it's not guaranteed. You can mess it up, but like the fruit is guaranteed.
Yeah.
Even if you don't kill the bee, well, even if like you kill the bee, you get 2 fruit, you can do it. But there's 2 fruit on the stairs if you don't kill the bee, and it doesn't lose that much time.
Very true. But you know, some people that do not play all levels, they might say the hardest level in the game is Sand 2, which is coming up right now. Which is also a valid statement.
Easy level.
I don't know about that one, Chief. There are like 2 notorious skips, and I think it's better if you explain it because I have to concentrate on them. And they come up. But yeah, just gonna do a quick, good combo, which was not that good of a combo. Collecting the fruit, get an inflate for the double kill, and we're off to the underground section.
I can't wait to see the hardest trick in the game.
Based.
Torch skip.
That should be good. Let's go.
Hardest trick in the game. Easy. No natural though. Kind of sucks.
I do not do the nacho roll.
Is there a nacho guy in chat to complain?
Don't think so. Maybe there is. Now Fammy skip.
One of the easiest tricks in the game.
Very wrong.
You just gotta get the beat to inflate and then you're in the wall. That's it.
Yeah. It's an easy trick. But yeah, like I'm kind of all over the place here. I was like, kind of nervous on the Chevy skip, but we use the torch to do like a sign bounce, and because there's fire there, we have to like orientate Billy on a specific position to not get hit by the fire. And for Fammy skip, it's just like a really hard egg KBC, or an enemy KBC, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, family skip is like, it's hard to learn, but it's easy to do once you like got it down. That's how I look at it.
I guess, yeah. That's
There's a lot of steps you have to know exactly how to do. And as long as you know how to do the steps correctly, it shouldn't be a problem. It's not like something where you just get messed up for no reason, which can happen kind of often for Billy.
Yeah. And what we're doing here in the Corvo fight, we saw this guy at the very start of the game in Force 1, and now we're fighting him. And what we're doing here is we're actually using all of the damage caps from him to overflow hits into where we shouldn't even be able to hit him anymore. Which I'm going to do right here with hitting him once and then waiting for the Appa to respawn and then doing 3 damage, which overflows 1 extra hit over the damage cap.
Close.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then we're gonna see the same thing, except after this mole cycle, we're going to use the small egg to progress the damage counter by 1 and then do 3 damage so that we get 1 extra overflow damage.
Yeah.
And then that will let us kill him in the next phase, whereas if we didn't do this, we would need to see salt him. But as long as we do it correctly, we should not be seeing him.
Yeah, you can also do like early shadow hits when you get specific RNG, like when the correct Corvo is on the outer edges. You can like egg bounce to bait the attack because they're invulnerable before they do the attack. So you bait the attack and you dunk the egg down and the shockwave hits them, so you get the early shadow hits, and then like every other shadow clone disappears and you can just hit him. Which does save quite some time in the second phase, but not as much in the first phase, because there are more shadow clones. Which also means that the second phase, to hit that, the RNG is also a little rarer.
Alright. Time for Sand 3. Good level.
Restart.
Again, dude.
Again. We have enough lives. It's fine.
Sand 3 is usually the second to last level of any percent, because you need 25 emblems to like actually progress this level. Obviously we have more than enough because we've done every level up to this point. But yeah, for any percent you just do this level and then you do the last level.
Should be good.
But we still got a bit of cleanup after this before going into Palace, so not going to be our second to last level. It's like the 16th to last.
Yeah.
Maybe 13th.
Pretty much.
So the trick we saw with going through the sand, by the way, is named Kaiju, short for Kai's Groovy Underground. Awesome name, by the way.
Yep.
Basically, we're just clipping into the sand to skip a cutscene and then doing a jump.
That is.
Now here, we try to
not
do an
gonna
egg
work.
boost to get onto the slide, Same thing with signs, just a big egg, doing an egg bounce into it. So since we failed that, we're just going to go for the normal way of getting to the slide, which is a dash jump here. And we will be going for statue jump, one of the hardest tricks to save 8 seconds. That get up there is really tight. If you're not far enough on the ledge, you will get a billy moment and fall. And that dash jump is also really tight. You basically have to do it at the very edge, otherwise you're not going to make it.
And the gate is not solid from the side.
You just walk through the wall. It's not solid. We don't need to explain that.
I mean, yeah, the front is solid, but you know you can't just like walk into the side of it because you can, might as well. And that actually does skip quite a lot if you wouldn't clip any other way around it, because like.
Dude, imagine actually having to turn the statues.
Yeah, that would be terrible, because like the intended way to get the gate open is like turn 2 huge statues to look at each other, and then like there's a huge cutscene playing that's very long. When they look at each other, they wave, and then the gate opens, and it's really painful. So yeah.
Alright, time for everyone's favorite
Minigame! Let's go!
It's almost like there's one in every world.
So true, actually. That now that you mention it. Yeah. This is gonna be the second to last, thankfully. Because it's almost like, you know, there's one in every world, you know. So yeah, what can we talk about in this minigame level?
We can talk about, there's enemies.
There is some enemies in this level, very true.
Talk about the...
Yep. The chick coins in this level are pretty difficult to get if you're trying to get it within the time limit. So 100% is struggling here quite a lot.
Can 100% even S rank and get all the chick coins in one?
That is very difficult, but I think you can. I'm pretty sure you can. The only level you can't, where you gotta do like a pre-collect, is Dino 6, I believe. Where you have to like collect the 1 chick coin earlier before you start the mission. And then you just do it. Because sometimes the chick coins in this level are devious.
Is it the one that's... Is there one that's on floating platforms midair?
Yeah.
Okay. So that one.
Yeah, that one. Because like there is like a few coins in Circus that are like actually disgusting to collect. Like they're actually awful. Because like if you have a big egg and you want to collect the chick coin, you can only collect it with Billy's hitbox. If the egg goes like fully through it, you will not collect it.
Imagine playing Circus 3 and there's 2 coins on each slide.
That's terrible.
How lovely.
But yeah, we just have like 10 seconds of downtime here and like try to clip into this. Anyone?
Nope. Failure.
But yeah, that's it. Second to last minigame level done.
So glad that we get to watch the credits before another minigame level.
True.
Like, what would you rather do? Watch the credits or play a minigame level?
I would actually rather watch the credits, to be fair.
See, I would play the minigame level 3 times.
What the hell? But yeah, this level, people also say this is a very difficult level, which they're absolutely right. Because of this starting one
really
here.
easy.
The starting clip that I just did, or like damage hit. It's not a clip.
Okay,
but-
maybe that's hard. The rest of it's fine.
Yeah, that is pretty difficult. The rest of it is okay.
So the egg that we have right now is the circus hat egg. And I mentioned it earlier, but basically, it just allows you to walk on like water and sand. So basically, kill planes. We no longer have it, which is really bad.
We do no longer have it. Write that down. We are kind of screwed, but it's so fine. Like, if you think about it, Death Warp, anyone?
Hey, it's faster.
I don't know, I just did it because I thought it would be faster. So yeah, we're just gonna go to the other side and go up there. Is losing quite a bunch of time!
Whoa, that loses even more
Okay,
time.
we're kind of melting here. We're gonna, like, quickly focus up here.
So, what Mim was going to do with the other chicken at the cage, he was trying to get it so that he could do a corner EDR up the pyramid. That way he wouldn't have to go all the way around like this. But, he just is the woat, so we're doing this.
So yeah, we would have landed
Like, this
up
is
here.
where you would get.
Yeah. We did lose quite an insane amount of time, but it's fine. Everything's fine. And we do not have the circus hat anymore.
I mean, but that's not, like, a huge problem.
That is not a huge problem!
Bro.
There is a lot of things happening right now. You know, like, I mentioned at the start that people might call this level pretty difficult, but, you know, it's actually not. It might be pretty difficult.
This level's not actually difficult at all, jackass emote.
No. That's just my humble excuse.
Yeah, humble.
Alright, we have the circus hat.
Yes, the circus hat just lets you do this.
Yeah, we're on
Pretty
sand.
cool.
It is pretty cool. Do you have to?
This is the only time we have to use it, so.
Yeah. I did a safety roll there because I was really gonna think I was gonna Billy moment there.
Yeah, I didn't trust it.
I don't think
so.
we've explained Billy moments because none of them happened, but you know, Billy moments, a pretty typical experience if you're playing Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg casually, is when you're trying to egg bounce somewhere or like use a hoop and land without rolling, you might experience you putting the egg down onto like a platform and Billy falling off, or vice versa, and the egg lands on the platform and Billy just falls down, which we call a Billy moment. Because it just happens and you
Too
like
much.
need to avoid it, and that's
It's
like,
simply a Billy moment.
it is a Billy moment. Quite literally is.
It happens most often in Palace, I feel.
Yeah.
Just
Very
the
true.
one ledge. We all know.
One ledge. Yeah, I'm gonna jump onto this large egg earlier because it is pretty difficult to get on top of it. If I do miss it once, I will have to like reposition and maybe kill the dino and stuff, so might as well just jump on it earlier.
And that is pretty much the last chicken. There's one more that we freed from the cage earlier, but it's just chilling behind this, like,
Yeah,
opening.
we again just didn't pick that one up because we tried to go fast, but then there was this whole fire in the kitchen, and we were like really melting.
Yeah, so this is gonna somehow save 20 seconds, right?
Surely.
Wait, this just in. It lost so much time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I would assume so. But, you know, you never know, like, Salto, you know? But yeah, world record is hereby dead.
Well,
I will not gold for like 40 seconds and then time my golds. It's not gonna happen. Unless anyone who knows the credits award in this game right now.
Right now?
That completes every single level as well. I'm pretty sure I'm getting the Bibble Trip.
I feel like
Which,
Tiltoons,
you know,
would know.
I actually feel like Tiltoons wouldn't know, but, you know, maybe he does. Anyway,
Wow, insulting his intelligence directly.
I did not do that. What are you saying?
That's exactly what you did. Did
I-
you try the Konama code?
What the fucking hell?
No, they said Konami. Till said Konama.
But yeah, like Bibble
Did you try
Trip.
that though?
No, I didn't. Anyway, Bibu Trip is something that happens to Bibu. He trips over a box if the box is loaded in. So, like, if you're really fast at the beginning of the level, or wait for an audio cue, or like for a specific time at the start, then you can avoid that box being loaded while he's passing it, so he doesn't trip, and it loses like a second or something, like a little less or a little more. I don't know, around a second.
Alright, time for Chick's best level, apparently.
If we're including Dino 4,
Nope.
Chick does appear in that one, I feel like, you know? So,
That's not his level, though. That's Billy's.
the guy is tied to a bomb, dude. Let him have the fucking level. Holy shit.
No.
But yeah, with this jump being, like, really difficult, I am so missing it. But hey, second try's the charm, right?
Yeah, this jump is like, it saves a lot of time, so we're going for it. But, like, that is the reason it's really difficult. Billy moment. It's actually a Chick moment, if you think about it.
It is! Alright, I'm gonna go for it once more, and then I'm gonna do, another
You have
strat.
30 lives.
But like, you know, okay, you're right, you're right. I got
It
it
didn't
anyway.
matter.
Fuck!
It mattered.
It matters so much, guys. Okay, I'm going for it.
I can't believe you actually hit the sand there.
That is a pretty
That's crazy.
bullshit moment of the game. Alright, I'm actually gonna quit it after this attempt. I'm
Yeah,
just
make sure to reset the game after.
What?
You did it.
Alright. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to look like.
Alright, now we go for the egg push.
We do!
This is a hard PDR.
It
But,
is.
I mean, Mim, you're not getting this, Lamau. Mess set up, Lamau.
Oh! The B is gonna be a problem. I'm not
Be a
getting
problem?
this.
I get it. There you go.
Bunny. Okay.
We did it.
That's not losing as much time as you might expect it would. Like, skipping those enemies is quite the time save if you get a first try.
I mean, the bees alone are just so much time lost because we don't have a big egg,
Yes.
and we're not really gonna grow it, so...
Doing this
That was
time
close.
bounce, that was very close. And this PDR,
Easiest PDR in the game.
kinda.
I guess if you're getting directly into the hoop, it's slightly more difficult.
Alright. And we only lost 30 seconds. Surely. Let's imagine it was just 30 seconds.
This just in, it was 30 seconds. Alright, last level before Palace. Sand 6.
Yup.
Actually, a pretty good level.
Actually, a really good level, yeah.
Shame it's not faster, because, I mean, why would it be? But killing enemies is fun. Who knew? This level goes like all out on groups of enemies when you have a big egg, and then you just keep dunking. Or well, you don't keep dunking, but like you'll do dunks on those enemies, and it just feels really nice.
Not have to take that hoop, but I was just scared of a cluck jump, which would have killed me anyway. And a cluck jump being like right the frame when your egg grows, you can jump and it will just eat your jump. Like you will not get any jump, you'll get like a tiny baby roll forwards, which is awful. Or you just get no jump at all and you immediately land, which is what most of the time happens.
Yo, I said.
What is this cat doing? Dude, it went
did
completely away. And we skipped the fire. There's like a small chance that you skip the fires, the fire bars there. You can just run through them, and sometimes you'll just get through. Yeah.
I think you need that egg.
I do. It's gonna come back.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Alright, time for a bad level.
Bad level. Palace 1 is not a bad level.
It's a bad level because of the associated thing with it.
I guess it is, yes.
So Palace 1 is the final level in any percent because you, quote-unquote, beat the game. So, I mean...
Yeah.
You know,
what is a good part when you beat a game, you know? The good part that you can mostly skip in like most of the games.
It's the credits. I'm glad this game lets you skip the credits, because otherwise it'd be really boring. Especially if you had to play all the levels and there's levels locked behind Palace.
Yeah, like it would be terrible, right? Unfortunately,
anyways,
you cannot skip the fucking credits.
We did a little cat clip to get here faster. There's a strat where if you have like bigger eggs, you can do something different, but we are just going for a PDR here because it's fast, and most importantly, it's easy. So
it's not easy.
It's not easy. I'm lying, but it is fast.
If you get it first try, that is. But even if you get it second try, you're still saving a bunch of time. Third try is when it's like starting to get a little shady, if you're saving time or not.
I do not think third try saves time, buddy.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it also depends on how horrible your balance skip is, you know. Anyway.
See, third try, you lost 8 seconds to my portal. So.
Yeah. But yeah.
A bit unfortunate.
It is quite a bit unfortunate.
Yay, boss time. So, this is Raven.
The final boss of the game.
Apparently Corvo wasn't the big bad. This is the big bad.
Yes.
Leader of all the crows. Because, you know, why... I mean, I don't know.
Hey, why wouldn't he?
Why is a Raven leader of the crows? Why isn't Corvo, clearly named after Crow, leader of the crows?
Probably because game, you know?
Like, I don't think a Raven is a crow. Anyways, we're on janitor duty.
Let's
clean up the
go.
puddles.
We're gonna try to draw a little smiley here for the marathon. That is
a smiling.
That is smiling. Something smiling, bro. So now we're doing an egg bounce up and then drivering into Raven. So we're getting the maximum amount of hits because when you're coming down from the driver, you're gonna do a lot of hits. But we only do the egg bounce when we have time to like set it up to like immediately hit him when he's ready to get hit. When he's shooting the missiles like he did just now, and we can hit him after. we do just hit him and maybe throw a dunk in there at the end to maximize our speed with doing damage to him. And then we clean the one puddle. You only need to clean one, which is quite odd. I don't know why you wouldn't just need to clean all of them. Yeah, it is a little bit of an...
Could not hit him there because if we went over the puddle while trying to hit him, it would damage our egg.
Yeah.
So... Which, like, if it doesn't pop, cool, fine, whatever. If it does pop, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
So we just don't risk it.
Yeah, like, you are, like, having a lot of issues if the egg pops. Like, if
I'm really glad that the final boss is over.
True! It's so over. Like, dude, credits?
I'm ready to play
Credits?
the next 7 levels.
Credits, anyone? Oh! Not credits! What?
Interactive credits.
That's crazy. I don't think... I'm not seeing any names here. So I don't think this is the credits, you know.
You see that E on his shirt?
Ooh!
That's Bill E.
Wait, let me zoom in on this. That is an E!
Whoa.
That's Bill E right there. That is a mystery of this game. What the hell does the E stand for?
Hey, don't get hit. Oops.
I did get hit. It's Bill E. For some reason.
Time for Super Saiyan Billy.
We got all the Chaos Emeralds in ourselves right now. Fully powering up right now. Just missing that Billy just turns golden. Just have a little golden aura here. But yeah, we're trying to catch the shadow balls that he throws. Pressing B to catch them. Making them into a ball of light and then throwing it at him to
fucking
do damage.
Check NPC. So the one way that we make it easier to grab these, because normally it's like a small frame window to grab them, if you damage boost off the orb, you get like 5 billion more frames to grab it.
Yeah, like 7 hours more time frame to grab them. Roughly. But yeah, it is quite a lot. You get like 20 frames or something, which is more than enough to consistently get the ball. Because usually it would be like 3 or 2 or 4, 2 to 4, whatever the hell frames to catch the ball, which is not a lot. Yeah, this is the last one we're gonna catch. And that's 2 more hits. And that's it. Raven's dead. Any percent's done. Alright, call it a day. 2 hours, 12, any percent run.
It's not over yet.
It is indeed not over yet. Because we're gonna watch the credits and then we're gonna play some levels.
Wait, watch the credits. We're skipping them.
Oh yeah, we're so skipping them.
You know, there's a key on emulator. That's it's really handy.
We could.
It's called the disable emulation speed limit.
Yes, but you know, last time I checked, that shit was not allowed in a run. But you know, you never know.
Sad.
Like you never know, like if the rules update or something. But you know, it is not over yet, so you might just want to sit through this. What a beautiful cutscene! It's gotta be 5 minutes of a very good jam to jam out now. Please get your cat jams ready, your peanut butter or jelly times in the chat ready. It's gonna be a bop.
Just a reminder that you can always watch Simple and Clean.
True! Actually, so true.
How beautiful.
Indeed beautiful.
Wow, credits.
And there we go. So like, you know, it's just gonna like the weird thing about credits actually, Like, you're seeing how, like, the picture's gonna move and stuff, with, like, Billy going to different places of forest, then he's gonna move on to pirate and stuff. And you're gonna see these credits after you beat Palace 1, right? But it's gonna show you footage of, like, Palace 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and whatever. Like, just of the Palace day map and everything.
I mean,
Which
I've been there before Palace 1.
Okay, man, you can't just, like, keep, like... it's not possible. But it might be if you just mod your game, that's true. Like, you might as well just, like, throw a randomizer in there or something.
I didn't do that.
I do believe that you did do that for that, and I have as well.
I'm gonna beat the all levels world record when I find a way to not watch the credits.
Bruh. And the credits are awesome, man. I mean, I don't know why you would want to skip those here. There's an amazing time to relax. I mean, you know, it is actually a pretty good thing to have credits in the all levels run, you know? Because you can take a little break if you have them earlier in your route, maybe.
You take a little break, and then you play Palace 2.
Yeah, and then we have Palace too.
Great level. You know? Certainly A level.
I mean, Palace 2 is a great level, actually. For 100%.
Music and sound designed by
Everyone.
Wavemaster. Wavemaster Inc.
Let's go Wavemaster
Mim, just
Inc.
read all of the credits.
I don't even think I could read fast enough.
Wow. So you don't appreciate the people that made Billy Hatcher, is what you're saying?
That is exactly what I didn't say. That's actually not what I said.
What you
know-
meant.
Oh, whoa,
It's what you thought.
Oh, that's how it goes. Well, to be fair, you might be the one to bring the thought up first, you know. Which I'm now shocked that you would think such a thing, you
I really appreciate
know.
Hiroyuki Nomura for their trombone work.
So true. I mean, you know, the voices, dude, the yas and das. Let's go.
Wait, why is there 6?
What? Is there a secret sixth character? Nah, I think it's like. Isn't
Bro,
it
where's
like the,
even the 5th character?
Is it like? I mean, you know. Probably like the voices of like the music that sings it right here. Chant the charm.
No, it's right there.
Ah, shit. Wait, now the character voices.
Oh, 4.
Dude, there's so many voices, bro.
Those are the 4.
Let's go with the yas and das. To Seika's staff.
Where's Yuji Naka?
I believe it's pretty late. Yeah, probably.
There he is.
No! Very nice.
He wasn't as nice. We gotta
Yeah.
watch the credits. We gotta read all the names.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate the people that made it.
I mean, you know, I'm just gonna drop in a peanut butter jelly time, you know. Actually, I might not be able to do that. Yeah, no, I can't. Sad.
Wow, so now you're just straight up lying.
I don't think I lied.
I can't believe Fall Guy Run isn't on this channel.
That's actually a crime. So true. Like, everybody needs Omega Dance Fall Guy Run.
What emotes are on this channel again? Linus
Some of
Sex
them.
Tips.
But dude, we are actually getting pretty close to the end of the credits.
Rat Jam Jam.
Dude!
So look at Rat Jam Jam.
That is so nice. Oh, I missed out.
Wait, the credits.
Ah, shit.
They're almost over. Very pug.
Very bog. Now we need to save. If I press B now, I'm not saving and everything's lost.
That'd be really funny, actually.
It would, yeah. I mean, even though if I did, we could just like play Palace 2-6 and pretend, but you know, that never happens.
That'd be cheating.
What?
Ah, you didn't save.
I did actually. It would be quite funny if I didn't though.
No, you did. I was just lying.
Yeah.
Also, your emulator told you that you did.
True. And we're back at the main menu. What are we doing? Where are we going?
7 more levels remain.
Back at the grind. Pals 2 through 8 remaining. The last 7. And this one is a very nice one.
I love Palace too. I mean, it's a level.
Yeah, it is quite the level.
Look at all the movement you're doing. It's
I'm
a really
doing
movement-intensive
quite
level.
the movement, yeah.
You got the worst ESP ever.
And you can still make it, yeah. You just need the slightest touch of an ESP to make that. That is very pog. So yeah, that's a very short level, really cool level, very, very nice level. We all love it. But the next level is even better because it has so much skill that you can use to make the level very fast.
Palace 3 is actually a very fun IL.
It really is.
And then you try to do the ESP in the IL, and then it sucks.
No, the ESP is not that bad.
Cope?
Might be a little bit of cope, but it's not that bad. So we're doing a KBC right at the start with the bat, which is quite difficult if you don't have like a correct setup for it. And you're just winging it. And we're gonna try to do some roll jumps here, and I'm not getting the roll jumps, and we're falling all the fucking way back down. So sad. Once again.
All that time. Oh wait, you don't have to imagine it.
Okay, buddy. That's how it's gonna look like. And then we're gonna do a dash jump here to clear this without going into the green hoop. Going across all this.
And we're gonna do the sign bounce here because...
Nope.
Wow.
Dude, the sign bounce sucks. Don't stop the sign bounce, bro. But the ESP, I'm gonna do. It's easy.
You're gonna try. You're not gonna do. Sorry.
I'm gonna do, bro.
Wow, you did.
If I don't fall.
Lamau, he's walking. Live.
Bro, okay, let me go a little bit safe, brother. Let me have my fucking save, man. But yeah, that's a pretty good strat. It is also...
No, that ESB is not hard, apparently, Taco. He said so himself.
Okay, look. I would consider myself pretty good at ESBs, and I think it's not one of the worst ESBs, you know. It's not easy, that's not what I'm saying.
It's literally what you said.
Okay,
You
look,
said
that
it's
that
easy.
is...
Anyone that fails this is just bad at the game.
Okay, you're kind of overextending here. I did say it was easy, but that's not
what you
what I
did
meant.
say that, okay.
I did! You literally heard me say it!
Yeah, you said this trick is easy. Anyone that fails it should quit the game.
No, that's not what I said.
Anyways, Palace 4 is boring. It's just another 100 crores mission.
It is quite boring if you're not using the hyperspeed bomb strat to lose 7 seconds. Ooh, that was a good air hatch.
But hey, there's bats. So cool, right?
I missed. Yeah, my egg didn't pop, which is very lucky. I might want to add. But yeah. If it would have popped, I would have needed to grow it again completely. Thankfully, did not need to do that. I'm gonna go over here, clear those, go up here, clear all of these. gate's gonna open. And we're having Janitor Simulator. Again.
But we have a big egg this time, so it's free.
It is. It is much more bearable with a big egg. And then this gate's open. No. There are no hidden switches this time. There will be in the future though. The cats!
There's the hidden switch. Found it.
That was the hidden switch, guys. Like, navigating through Palace casually is quite the nightmare if you, like, don't do the right things. If you're not rolling at a certain spot, you'll just get the Billy moments, and you're just, like, in pain. But thankfully, if you're in nowhere, everything gets easier. I have 3 crows left. There are gonna be a bunch of here at the end.
There's actually no enemies here.
That'd be sick. Then we're gonna do this climb that we're gonna do a couple of times in the run still.
I can't wait for the level that's 3 levels from now.
3 levels from now? That level. I am very excited for that level because it is gonna be the last of its kind.
Whoa.
That sounds quite threatening now that I say it out loud, but... Yeah, I'm just gonna, it's a minigame level, the last one. Pretty pong, pretty hype. But yeah, first we're gonna have quite of a long 8 chicken level. Of course,
One might say the best level in the game. One being named a RealMim.
Not true.
He loves this level.
It's
his
favorite
not. Level.
It is not my favorite level.
Mim, jump if this is your favorite level.
You should.
I saw that, man. He did it again.
Bruh. But yeah, we're gonna do some cool stuff here. We're gonna hatch Rabish. Because we're gonna need to open a gate. And we wanna have a big egg after the gate is open, so it's kind of slower if we KBC through it or clip through it any other way. So we're just gonna open the gate.
Now with the switch,
yeah, we did get good RNG, so we can hatch Rabish right here. Otherwise, we would just need to like do an extra egg bounce, get the melon that's right up there. But now that we have Rabish, we're just gonna collect it with this egg, so we immediately have a full one. Gonna open this gate. And then the one up top here. And because we have a big egg, we can also do a little roll here that's avoiding spawning the enemies on this platform, who are very annoying. There's like a bunch of big cats that are gonna spawn and stuff.
I thought it was dinos. Either way, they have enough health that they don't get one shot, so they're annoying.
Yeah.
Maybe it is cats.
Yeah, doesn't matter if you're not getting one shot. It'd still be annoying. Now we're gonna press hidden switches.
What hidden switches could you possibly mean? There's no switches in this room.
Like that one, maybe.
I don't see anything.
It's right there, man.
Where?
It's pressed into the ground. Here.
Jump if you see nothing.
What? I didn't jump. I didn't jump. I didn't jump. I didn't jump. Ah, I should have jumped.
Sorry that you're blind.
But yeah. I mean, you know,
I
all
don't
things
understand how you
considered,
could hate this level.
all things considered, this level's not too bad. The only thing that's like really not good about this level is the crow room that's gonna come up. Because we do have to do it. I mean, we don't really. No, we actually do have to do it. Yeah. Because
But we don't need to save this chicken.
Yeah. Because like I was gonna say, even if we open the gates, like if it would be another condition to save the chicken that's behind us. Then even if we open the gate with the crows that we're pushing into the blue portal, then there's a double gate behind here. So even if we clip through, we're soft locked. But yeah, we have to do it anyway because it opens the cage for the chicken. And now you see we're back at the start. Why that? We have 2 more chickens left. That's because we're gonna do the climb 3 times now. Actually, we're only gonna do it. We're gonna do it once if I'm a gamer, or twice if I'm bad at the game.
Or 3 times if you're really bad at the game.
Okay, if that happens, then I might really be bad at the game. Because yeah, we skip this one at the start, so we're collecting it right here. And there's one down here, which we're gonna do a very nice rabbit shoot over this way. To hopefully clear 3 dinos, but if we get 2, that's fine as well. Because now the MM spawns, and I'm gonna switch eggs to do a pretty difficult sign bounce. It's right here. That is the wrong sign. This sign. And I missed. So we're gonna see the climb again.
I mean, the climb is my favorite part of the level, so I'm glad.
It is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I think I was just too far into the sign because, like, every sign is a little bit different in this game. Some of them you can't be too much inside of them, or else you're gonna like, get pushed out immediately. Other signs you have to be close, like pretty much, like close to the middle of the point. But yeah, like it's weird. And for that one, you have to be like pretty much on the outside, and I just wasn't enough on the outside.
Only the friend missions remain.
Yup.
One of them is peak.
One of them is peak, yes. And it's not this one. It might be the minigame level.
How do you know it's not this one? Because I'll tell you what, if it's not the minigame one, it's definitely not the last one.
I'm gonna switch egg here because this one grows much faster.
It's also just cooler.
So true. Now there's a bunch of small bats here that can do like big problems if they're like really bad RNG and spreading far apart, and like the corners like that one did.
Like right now?
Yeah. Like they can bounce pretty much like into the same spot into the wall, and it's like really annoying. But, you know, you won't lose like ages to it. It's just annoying. Trying to get into that hoop without the green hoop, which worked. Save just like a little bit of time. I'm gonna go for this one. Gonna try with a small egg. Gonna line up my camera here. And dunk at the very end to go through the pillar. Through the top part of the pillar. To go through.
That was cool.
Is
Normally you have to go to like a different room to kill enemies to open that door, right?
Yeah. Or you just do a KBC
A
that has like a
KBC.
really weird camera angle if you're like not careful. Or you just do that, which has been
Yeah, that
proven
seems
faster
much easier.
if you're doing it without
By
like
much
a lot
easier,
of
I mean, well, now I'm lying.
setup. It is quite a bit of weird like stuff you have to hold for it. You have to like pull your camera down so you can see stuff, and then you gotta like turn it while you go towards the sign. You also need to be lined up correctly. But we are going towards the end of the level. 5 crows left.
Wonder where we're gonna get those.
The emblems.
See,
from
every time I
Reddit.
play this level, I'm gonna think the emblem's on the climb. And then, like, it's gonna spawn and we be like, man, why'd I kill all those enemies?
I believe like there
Alright,
is a
it's
different
time for peak.
Oh, is it time for peak actually? I mean, I guess it is. It's gotta be. I mean, the music in this level is pretty good.
Yeah, the music is definitely peak. I mean, like,
Not
I
this
don't know
one.
why. Yeah, fuck this music.
Yeah, fuck this music, but
We're talking about this.
this music.
Still don't understand why this is the music that plays.
No idea. We are back on the title screen if you're not watching the stream right now. Run ended. Don't mind the minigame coins collecting noise. That's just a little bit of a new update that the game received. Patch 1.3 is here, guys.
It's actually arbitrary code execution for the next round.
True. It's actually so based. Gonna
Not
try the
again.
speech stuff, guys. It'll work once, surely.
It'd be really funny if you lost another 2 seconds.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty funny. That's like really.
It would have been funnier
rude.
if he popped that egg.
It is like really rude, but you know what can you do?
You could kill him.
I could actually. And we're just gonna not bother with all of this. Just gonna collect the red coin and then just wait. I'm gonna place the egg right here so we can jump down again for extra time. But yeah, 20 seconds remaining for the minigame timer. Like, I really don't know why you couldn't just like go back to the minigame salesman if you make it in time and just talk to him again and say, bro, I'm done, please
Well,
give me the
see,
shit.
If you went to where the Palace 1 portal is, there's actually a secret there.
Oh, let's go. We saved frames. Maybe.
I mean, did you see that walk? That definitely saved
I
nothing.
missed the emblem, losing all the frames.
Alright, and we are coming up on the last level. Oh my god.
It is the last level of the run.
The last level of all the levels. All 56 out of 56 levels. No level left behind.
None of them skipped, actually. Yeah, that is true.
Whole credits watched.
Every single second.
Every minigame played.
Everything.
And it's Palace 6.
And now.
Explore. Be happy.
And this level's actually like really difficult and very. You can like be pretty fast. Which it's going pretty well so far.
I mean,
Yeah,
that looks
pretty good. I'll just get this jump. No IGU. Now this jump.
That jump was scary.
And we're gonna egg bounce on whatever we're egg bouncing here. Get an IGU into the hoop. No!
Oh, he sucks.
Didn't get the
I don't
roll
know.
jump, bro.
I don't know if we ever explained what an IGU is. An IGU is an instant get up.
Yeah.
So basically,
Oh my
whenever
God.
you like do a get up, like right there, it takes like half a second. An IGU just skips that. So
Yeah. Quite unfortunate fall at the very end.
wow, I didn't go for it.
Bro,
Alright,
I'm not
so-
gonna turn my camera for that shit.
Time is coming up.
Yeah, time is coming up.
It's-
Like there's gonna
What is
be a
it?
text box here, and after the emblem ticks up, after that text box. So it's not this emblem tick up, it's the next one. So we're gonna receive a text box for clearing all levels. Time is in right now time. Very nice run. Or
Not
quite
even sub 240.
not even sub 240. Lost the sub 240 to missing the last roll jump of the entire game. But yeah, that's Billy Hatcher, all levels, no level skipped, every single mini game played, every single second of the credits watched. That's it. 56 out of 56 emblems. Levels, actually.
Yep.
So yeah.
So that's Billy. I mean, that's literally every level. There's not much more you can show.
I mean, you know, you could sort of chick coins or some stuff, but like, you know, there's really not.
Those don't
really-
matter.
Yeah, like the chick coins, they do unlock like some weird characters that I've never heard of, like some guy called like Sanic or something, from
Sanic.
from like Sanic DX or something.
The Hedgehog.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Billy.
Any shout outs? Anything?
Well, I mean, you know, I could say shoutouts to Kai because he's the one who's actually got me into the game. Thank you very much, Kai. And also to everybody who found strats for all levels, and for Fleetle, who are actually big all levels runner as well. And Monkey, also very high contender, who were battling in all levels as well. And we actually, that's a pretty cool fun fact actually. We battled for the world record in all levels, and Monkey got record, I beat his record, and both of those times were lost in time. I think Monkey's footage was like some corrupted stuff with audio or something, with the capture card, and I just lost my run to time. I just didn't find any more after time. So yeah, that's pretty fun. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it. Unless you have something to say, Sans.
Yeah, the only thing I have to say left is Billy.
Billy.